all going?
It's all going, it's all working.
Oh, so
they can see us and everything.
We're sitting here talking and you're not even seeing it.
But can they hear us?
I
That's
know,
the
I've got a bit
question.
of paper I don't need. Hello everybody. Hopefully you can hear us all right, so do let us know, make sure the sound is working. You should all be able to hear us fine, and you're a beast apparently.
Yeah, I see that every stream.
Well, it must be true. Okay, so as you could probably notice, Ash has been replaced by Ash's mug.
We melted him down into
a mug.
Yeah.
Yes. So Ash isn't here this week. He is off doing something in the real world. We don't understand what the real world is, but apparently he's doing something in it.
I've heard rumours of that place.
Yes. Yeah. We much rather spend it in game than doing real world stuff. So what we'll do first off, I think, is answer some of your tweets that came through earlier, and I'm going to put them to you two guys.
Yeah, cool.
So sweet. Should be, well, actually the first one's for me. So let's start with that one. Mr. At's Toast asks, "Is luring reportable under scamming?" Yes, it is. There, that's a nice easy one. At RS3, Lars Zepp says, "Will there be Botany Bay?" And the reason I put this in there is because the last word he used. Will there be a Botany Bay in Potatoscape? Do we want a Botany Bay?
That gave me cancer.
We can do one, but it's more for the public image of bots being banned. I mean, Botany Bay doesn't ban people; it just shows you the account that was banned being banned for the humour of seeing it banned, I guess. I don't think it's important, really, since
No.
it would only be happening really on bot worlds, and, well, that's what bot worlds are for, really. So we can do Botany Bay, but I just don't really see the point in doing so, to be honest.
Yes, indeed. I think I agree with that.
I think the public humiliation is you're on a bot world.
Yes. At ManKiller23 says, "Can I kill a JMod?" From next Thursday, obviously the Wilderness is going in. We're getting Rejuvenation of the Wilderness competition or Wilderness content is going in game, and there'll be lots of opportunities to go and kill JMods then, I'm sure. So come and join us after the 13th and try and kill us if you can. At Chief Joe Boo says, "How successful are the new anti-bot world system? Have the ban numbers increased?" That's another one for me, isn't it? I'm doing all the talking here.
There you go. I'll shut up.
Yes, they have. In fact, the first 2 days of this week, we saw an increase of 100% in bot bans, I think. We basically doubled what we were banning. So that's absolutely fantastic. And I don't have any sort of metrics on sort of how many players have been moved or how many bots have been moved into these worlds, because we're sort of still very early on in the process. We're still moving more and more different types of bots over there. So once we get up to full speed and everything's going in there, then that's the time to look at it, and we'll take it from there, and we'll let you know how we're getting on there. But first thing this week was really good. Like I said, we doubled what we've been doing, so that's great news. What's next? At Mojo Haza 1 says, so he was having a conversation with Ash earlier, which is why I picked up on this one, because Ash isn't here to answer it, obviously. Well, in the meantime, could you at least rename report abuse to report bug abuse, then put the quick find code in, they click on bug? What?
I'm confused.
Yeah. I'm sure. I think he's talking about the in-game interface for for reporting. Can we do that?
Yeah, easily. But you're talking more specifically bug abuse there.
Yes.
To report bug/abuse. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's the in-game report button.
So they want the ability to report a bug inside the game, much like RS3. That was a lot of work for RS3. I remember helping actually make that. No, we need web help for that, and quite a lot of web help actually.
Okay.
If you do come across a bug, there's a sticky up in the Old School General forum. It's very easy to find. Just complete the form and it will come through to me.
Yeah. There we go. Job done.
Good.
Job done. At Smudge the Pro says, "When can we expect some more information about the level 90 plus Slayer monster and the Kraken boss? We've been waiting a while." That's very true. We've been waiting a while.
Yeah, I think we're gonna, after the Wilderness, we're gonna look at, I guess, delivering a remainder of the Slayer jobs. Obviously, we delivered quite a lot of Slayer to you, but at the same time, we also promised we'd look at other things. With the 6 new bosses coming out with the Wilderness, for us to jump in right now and make another boss for Slayer is quite a lot. So we thought we'd get the Wilderness out of the way first, and that gives us time to, relax, kick back, and think about the other stuff that we promised you. So we're not actually making you wait for a very long time. We'll look at them next. What the next boss and next Slayer monster is going to be, we haven't actually decided yet. We haven't thought of a name.
No, it's not Lizard Men.
It's not Lizard Men. We haven't thought of a name, model, stats, anything of that yet. So if you have any ideas, please do send them in, because every little helps at this point, I guess.
Stick them on the forums, tweet us, whatever. Get those ideas to us is great. Right, else we've got Lars Marsbars says, can the rabbit's foot necklace be a bit more useful? Also, I couldn't find a percentage boost for necklace on the wiki. What are they?
Well, that's actually on our wish list. All the rabbit's foot does is increase your chances of getting a nest with one of those eggs in it, which are currently also useless. So we can definitely make it increase the chance of getting a useful nest or something. Just let us know what you'd like it to do, really.
Do you know what the chance of it increases it by?
I
or how much it increases it by?
I don't think it's that significant.
Until I read it, I have no idea.
There we go. Okay, Scott Bain Brid. Strange names coming up. Says, why have you changed an MZ regardless of our votes? Now, that's a very pertinent point. Earlier on in the week, we made a change to Nightmare Zone because of a bug that we discovered. We didn't know about it. It's been around for a while, but we only found out about it recently. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the bug was that if you don't need an item that spawns on the floor, it will spawn that item nevertheless. So, yes. For example, what was being used was you're in there, you were training your magic, you didn't have a boss that needed magic, therefore you shouldn't have had the runes spawn. And we made that change because it was a bug. And might not have been the best timing in the world for doing it for you guys, but it had to be done, which is why we did it. At the end of the day, it doesn't change a huge amount when it comes to what people were doing with their boosting accounts and what have you, because it's not difficult to do family crest, isn't it, get Chronos on for.
At the same time, XP rates haven't really changed, and I wouldn't really call it a nerf because to say that we went against the poll, the options that failed the poll haven't been implemented. Something else has been changed as a result of an oversight. You can still get the same XP rates had you just taken your own runes in there. Your own runes give you the same experience as the Nightmare's own runes, so nothing really changes. The only thing that really has changed is it's no longer free. So,
well, from what I understand, methods have already been developing. I think they've just unlocked the Dagonoth Mother and use absorption potions to take up the extra damage. It's a bit less AFK, but you still get your fast free magic experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So that hasn't changed. It's just the way it works. A little bit has changed, but people are still doing it. So it's nothing effectively has changed in that respect. So yes, it's important. I felt that we addressed that now right at the beginning because then it'll stop everybody spamming it later on. Okay, so what else have we got here? Chief Jobu again. He likes to ask questions. We like it that he asks questions. Could you move certain sound effects like chopping and fishing sounds to sound effects so I can only hear my own?
That's one for Ash, really.
If I recall correctly, at the very start of Old School, we were told by Mod Bond that there was an issue with sounds or other players' sounds being heard by yourself, so I could hear John's sounds if he was nearby fishing. That is actually a bug, I believe, and it's within the audio. I could be wrong there. I don't really know much about the RuneScape audio. I pay much attention to it, so I've never actually fixed any bugs to do with that. Ash would probably be the best person for it, but as far as I'm concerned, that's a bug with audio.
Cool. That's a good question for next week, I think.
There's nothing I can do about that on myself.
We can certainly look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. So, Codizzle Fizzle. Anyway, so this chap here says, can we please add the original corrupt weapons to the wilderness bosses? I'm getting a tad bored of the lack of fun content. Well, the wilderness is going to be harsh. And the wilderness is obviously going to have a lot more content in it. I think right at the beginning of the wilderness stuff, we did talk to you guys. In fact, we talked to you several times about adding the corrupt items, specifically PvP equipment. It's something which you've always not wanted, which is why we didn't add it into the wilderness poll. In fact, I think originally we suggested it does go in there with the Revenants.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a kickback from that, and it didn't get into the final thing, I think.
I think when we originally polled PvP worlds with the idea of dropping the original Vestas, Zuriels and other PvP degradable stuff, it was apparent that the poll would possibly fail if we actually offered it to you. So when we removed it, there was a lot more positivity around the idea of releasing PvP worlds. So we held back on it. But I guess if there's a drive for it to be released sometime soon and there's a lot of positivity around that, we can definitely explore releasing it again. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it does make sense to have a PvP items in game because they are quite fun. But the difficulty I suppose we have is how do we get it into the game? Because it makes sense to us that if you want to get PvP items, you should get them by PvPing, so you're killing people. then it all becomes very abusable about how you get it. If you have to kill 30 other people to do it, you'll just log one of your friends and then you'll just kill him 30 times and the item will drop. And it becomes sort of farmable, which is not a great sort of mechanic for PvP items. So there's a huge amount of questions about getting it into the game, as well as, is it the right thing to put in game? That's a discussion we can have another day.
Yep.
Certainly. Let's get the wilderness out there first. Next question we have is Apu the Camel. Says, any plans on adding in a Yanil teletab?
Yeah, easily doable. I don't see why not.
Tick.
Yeah.
He also asks, maybe some new clue rewards. And I know you were talking about this earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, I've had a lot of ideas from players and come up with a few myself for a clue scroll expansion, if you like. We're kind of limited into the kind of new clue, puzzles that we can give you, but we can certainly expand the rewards. And given that a lot of clue scrolls require you to go into the wilderness, and that's just become a hell of a lot more dangerous, I'd certainly be up for it. So hopefully we can offer it to you in the future.
Did you have the idea of a ginger wig?
No.
Apu the Camel would like a ginger wig.
Can you model a ginger wig?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what. Yeah, I can, yeah. I thought it was a heck of people tend to avoid, but...
There we go, right, so ginger wig confirmed. Ken337 says, will you guys ever repoll God Wars pets?
We've had no real plans to recently. Again, if there's a lot of drive for people wanting them, then yeah, we can definitely try and look to offer God Wars pets again. How we'd tie them in, up to you, I guess. But yeah, I'd like to.
Well, they were saying Boaty wig.
Because I think Boaty's ginger.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I should call it Boaty wig. There he is. There we go. Nice one. There we go. So, there we are. That's thrown me completely.
Off topic now.
Yeah, Ammo Calcio 717 says, can you add Tanhide spell to Luna, please?
We could.
Yeah, no reason not to.
Make it use the GP, same cost.
Yeah, make it cost more, I guess. Save you money back towards from the bank.
Well, you'd be using runes, so...
I guess. Yeah, can do.
Yeah. Tick. Would it be possible to have the Barrow Brothers as a Slayer task? That's a question from Luna Red RS. That would be cool. What do you think about
one
that?
of my friends working on the Ninja team for RS3 has come up with quite a good idea for a new Slayer Master. I'm not going to spoil his idea by saying it here, but that would be a very good idea and is very similar to something he's got planned. And if it goes down very well, I'd be inclined to steal it.
Well, the thing about Slayer is, though, you're slaying monsters.
That's the only
they're
drama.
not really monsters.
Well, they're undead, aren't they? So, do you slay ghosts and
I
skeletons?
wouldn't class them
Zombies?
as an existing NPC. I'd give them an entirely new category. Is what I'd do.
So we had a discussion about, we were talking about the other day. We were talking about the Chaos Druids, weren't we?
Yeah.
About whether to make them
yeah.
slayer monsters.
They're a bit too humanoid.
Yes, exactly. And one sort of things that were going through our minds, when you slay something, you're not slaying another person, you're slaying monsters, you're slaying undead creatures, you're slaying, well, that's about it really. And if it's too human, it makes it difficult to sort of, add it as a slayer task. But Barrow Brothers are definitely undead, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
We
that
can
sort of
do-
fits nicely.
I do have a sort of a theme to go with there with what Ryan's done so far, but I guess watch this space, because if what he does ever sees the light of day and it goes down well, then I'll definitely be stealing it.
Oh, slaying legends. There we go. There's an idea. So, Speed Bump Zero just mentioned it in the chat. He said slaying legends. So maybe slaying big monsters. That's your task. You slay 16 legends, and you have to go and choose which ones you want. So it could be Barrow's Brothers, could
Yeah,
be
we could do
KBD, could be the new bosses.
I'm not going to ruin Ryan's idea.
Oh, okay, I'll shut up now then.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, whoever that Speed Bump, that was a great mind and all that by the sound of it. All right, what do we got next? Garrett J94 says, can you fix the anti-bot feature where the minimap is not aligned? Now, what I'm guessing is if we believe you're a bot and we've moved you from one world to another, your minimap refocuses to north.
Yeah.
And that's part of the behaviour of logging into a new world, so I don't think there's anything we can do about that.
We probably can, actually. I'd have to take a closer look at it. I can't think of how to do it off the top of my head, but I think we can do something about that.
Okay, well, we can maybe have a look at that. Be interesting to know if you can get back to us, Garrett, why it's an issue, and then maybe there are other solutions we can think of which would help with that. But yeah, no, there we go. White Talpa says, Modreach. Modreach said you have the Tavily rework in the archive. Would that be something you could roll into the live game?
depending on how complete it is, how many graphical issues there are, how many walls you can walk through, and generally everything else, I guess we could actually just offer it to you.
I think all the graphics assets are there, but all of the code to make them work.
There isn't really much code behind it, to be honest. We could just port it over. When I found it there, I didn't actually take a good look around it, so I don't really know what's there. I saw it there, I didn't really engage with it much. I guess I can investigate that one, because I quite like the Taverley rework. But Taverley rework, I'm seeing a lot of people say no, not Taverley. The Taverley rework doesn't change to what RS3 is now, by any means. This is the Taverley rework from 2007, 2008.
Maybe take some screenshots of it and send them.
Yeah,
with summoning.
So the summoning update, obviously all the houses got a nice new brick effect, and all the druids were beefed up to look actually like druids. I can tweet a picture out of it later on, I guess, but yeah, we can offer that one, I guess. I'm still seeing a lot of people saying no Taverley. People were like their original Taverley.
I think that's a confusion there. Somebody's saying this is not the Troll Warzone rework.
Oh, it's not the Troll Warzone rework at all. This is the original. Taverley and Berthorpe still remain completely separate towns. They're not merged into one. The houses aren't moved all over the place. Heroes Guild's not over here instead of being over here where it should be. It's the original Taverley rework where it's purely graphical. All the houses remain exactly where they are. They just get a different texture. But I'm still seeing people shout no Taverley, so...
and I've just seen someone shout summoning because we mentioned it. We are not doing summoning.
Not as it was, at least.
Okay, Kid I'm Slaying says, since we just did a few skilling PDCs, could the next one be PVM related? What we did with the PDCs is whatever seems the right thing to do at the time is how we theme it. So at the moment we've got obviously the new bosses and the PvP stuff coming out with the Wilderness. It seemed to make sense to do specifically a skilling PDC because we've done a huge amount of work on the other two subjects. And when it comes to doing the next PDC, we'll do the same thing. We'll look at what we've recently bought out, what we've got coming out in the near future, and if there's a gap, that's what the PDC will basically cover. It happens to be PVM, then that's what it will cover. If it's PvP, it may be one of those. But we don't want to sort of make a decision now on it, because if we're tied to that now, then it might be the wrong thing to do at that time. So we just want to stay a bit sort of, want the use of an internal word, agile, to make sure we're delivering the right thing at the right time with that one. And then we've got one more question here. No, we've got two actually. In fact, Druid UK says, would you ever implement dueling tourneys into 07?
I would never introduce them in the way they were introduced first time.
They were not very popular when they were released.
They weren't very fun either. If I were to do a dual tournament, I'd have proper brackets, I'd have proper tables, and I'd have a proper setup. Almost like a league, really. That's how I'd want to do them if we were to do them.
Sweet.
A real competitive sort of league chart, as it were, so you can actually see yourself progress and see who you've beaten, who you've got left, and as well as the winner being displayed nicely in the middle. A real competitor's bracket, basically, is what I'd want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds the right way to do it, certainly. Yeah. And the final question, Just So Fun says, bacon or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Canadian bacon, though.
Canadian. What's the difference between Canadian and Danish?
It's healthier.
Is it? Oh, okay.
That's the only reason.
It's bacon. Do you care?
Canadian bacon's quite good.
What would you wrap in bacon?
Bacon.
More bacon.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually.
That's why pigs in blankets are like the best thing ever.
Yeah, well, some legend at some point in time just thought...
someone had a pork sausage and went, what this pork needs? It's more pork. And that was it.
Job done. Have you seen that YouTube video? It was one I saw ages ago. Some guy cooked a meal. Yeah, we'll get there. Some guy cooked a meal and he got a chicken and he put a couple of partridges inside the chicken, and he got the chicken, he stuck it inside a turkey, and he got the turkey, stuck it inside a pig, and then he took the pig and put it inside a cow and then a horse and whatever animals, but loads of animals into this one big thing, and then roasted it. And as you cut it up, you just have this lump of meat like this. It was about this thick with all different sorts of meat in it, and it looked absolutely lovely. I'll have to show you it.
That sounds horrific.
It was. Yeah. It would give you a coronary in minutes.
Anyway.
But anyway, that's by the by. Right, okay, I think what we'll probably do now, do you want to head over there and get yourself ready for the stream? We'll answer the big questions that are always asked every...
yeah, sure.
Right.
One sec. Probably switch that at the end.
Okay. So, yeah, big questions that you always ask. Let's start with free-to-play. Free-to-play, the reasons we haven't offered free-to-play is because we have, obviously, a bot problem that still needs sorting, although we've got new updates. Although we've got new... software in place, we still need to make sure it's working definitely. We need to get the anti-hijacking stuff in game, we need to sort out the scamming and the auto typing and all the other bad things that happen in game. Once we're in a position there and we've got that lot sorted out, then we can start talking to you guys about free to play and what the next step is. But certainly not ignoring it, and we're certainly working towards what we need to do to get it in place. But we have to solve those problems first. What other big questions do we always have?
Well, I think you're needed over there, actually.
Am I?
Yes, so
I've
seen a few questions.
You answer the questions. Yes. I'll go.
I'm the core of the old school team, obviously. No one else seems to matter. I did see a question asking if the King Black Dragon will drop the Dragon Pickaxe. It will, but because he's not in the wilderness, when you actually fight him, his drop rate will be a little bit lower than the other 3 bosses in the Chaos Elemental. Any other questions? Bone Crusher. We polled the Bone Crusher with the minigame rewards, and it didn't pass. If it was the fact that it came from a minigame that stopped it from passing, we could probably find another way to do it.
Yeah, I think that didn't pass because of the way it was introduced into game, so I think that's the thing to overcome. What else we got? Rest in peace, Ash. Oh dear.
Ash will be back with us next week.
Yes, absolutely.
When Lord Helix freed him from his prison.
When Lord Helix has when Lord Helix has released him from his prison.
Yes.
Apparently.
Okay. GE as well, which is one of the other big questions that keeps coming up. There is an issue with trade. We do need to solve that issue with trade. Whether the solution is the Grand Exchange or not, that all depends on you guys, really. That's a conversation we'll have after the Wilderness, certainly. We won't suddenly put anything in game. We're going to have a big conversation, find out what the actual solution is for the issues with trade, and we will come up with a solution that works for everybody. Don't know what the solution is yet. If you've got ideas, again, stick them on the forums, send them in to us. The more ideas we have, the better. And but after the Wilderness, we'll probably start talking about that quite quickly. What other big issues do we have all the time? I think we've probably covered the majority of them.
Yeah, we covered most of them. There was a lot of people asking about ZMI Altar.
Bank tabs. You do ZMI and then we'll do bank tabs.
All right, yeah, well, ZMI Altar, we do have some of it in our copy of the game. We could probably make it work if you want us to, but it's no small job. That's it to cover ZMI, really.
Well, it's not been overly popular either. A few
Yeah.
people have mentioned it here and there, but there's not been a sort of a massive drive to it from the majority of the community, which is why it's never got high up our list of priorities. So, I mean, as we've said multiple times, there's only the 4 of us that work on Old School, and we have to be really sort of focused with our time to make sure we're delivering what you guys want. And as ZMI, some people have asked for it, not many. It's never got into our sort of we have to do this straight away sort of priority list. So if that changes, then we will obviously offer it. But it doesn't seem popular at the moment. As for bank tabs, now Ash has put a lot of work into it. I don't know if you know more.
Ash is
recently.
close to being able to, Ash is close to being into a position where he's confident that we can actually do bank tabs. He's put in a large amount of work to get to this point so far, and he's mostly in his spare time. We're almost there, and he thinks we can do it. It's just not quite there yet.
We reckon it'll be ready for the next poll, basically.
Do we?
Hold off this one.
I think Ash is confident it'll be ready for the next poll.
Okay, well that'll be nice. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll all be ready to be polled in the next poll, which is in 3 weeks' time. So, yay! Someone's asking me what my T-shirt is. It is.
What is your T-shirt?
It's a Wilderness Guardians T-shirt. There we go.
I think Reddit sent us all some T-shirts as well. I think these are better.
Yes, the Reddit ones are fantastic. They're both fantastic
Wilderness
T-shirts.
Guardians are terrible.
So Reddit sent us a load of T-shirts. Mine's in the wash, otherwise I'll be wearing it today. Sorry, Cheesy and everyone else. But I put a Wilderness Guardians one on because I know that His Lordship's just brought out another video which is really interesting about he got his friends together in a video and sort of showed them the 2 different RuneScapes, RS3 and Old School, and got their feedback on what they thought of each one. Really good video, you should watch it. I think it's on the Wilderness Guardians YouTube channel. I would link to it if I had a keyboard, but I haven't.
There's a few questions I want to address that keep coming up. Rock cakes and ragging in PvP. With the Wilderness update, rock cakes will no longer spam when you use them. Crystal bows, if you lose it on death, will revert to a seize. There was one more that I've completely forgotten.
Yeah, all the non-tradable stuff disappears after if you're killed in higher than level. I can't remember what it is now.
Yeah, if you're in level 21 and above, anything untradable you have, you will lose, and it will revert to coins for your killer. That's it, really, with those. It's basically, don't take your fire capes above level 20, because you will lose them if you die.
Protect the McNugget says, LMAO. Now that's some clan advertising. If that sort of implies that any clans want to send me T-shirts, that's fine with me.
Also, if you send us cake, lots of cake, we'll make sure it gets a nice...
Yeah, if somebody makes a cake with the name of their clan on the top of it, we'll have it here for the next stream.
Yeah.
Or pizza.
And the bigger the cake, the more advertising space you'll get. If you send more than one, then we'll have to do it on every other stream as well. So
Absolutely. We will get bunny ears again. That's a question from Merc on you. Yes, you will get bunny ears in the Easter update. Job done. Right, are we ready to rock and roll?
We're ready. I'll mute when you say mute.
Yes.
Okay.
Mute.
Okay, so we've got some more wilderness bosses, well, some actual wilderness bosses to show you this week. We've got 5 of the 6 done, but first Ash has made us the looting bag. I figured I'd show you that one. It's dropped by every monster in the wilderness, fairly common, and you can only have one at a time. You can fill it up only when you're in the wilderness with anything that's tradable, including stacks. You can just use items on it like that, go like that, and you can just deposit things into it like that, and it all works. It's beautiful. Yay! But you can't take things out of it until you're at a bank, and Ash has written a nice little interface for it. Use it on the bank, and if there's things in it, it will highlight for you in your inventory. You can view, deposit them one by one, or just go deposit all. So that's the looting bag. Anything you have in there, if you die with the bag, it's always lost on death, and anything inside it is always dropped to whatever killed you. So let's get on with some bosses. Yeah, if I can find the coordinates. That really is hard to see. I can see why you had trouble last week.
Oh. 4657, 2650.
Right, we'll start off with the Crazed Archaeologist. I've written that wrong. I'm just going to do that. And that didn't work.
Well, so this is boss location number 1. This is Remington.
Okay, the Crazed Archaeologist. Ash made this one for us. He's a demi-boss, which means he's fairly easy. He's in single. He's not too dangerous or difficult. And these drop the shield pieces, along with a few other things. He likes to hang around these ruins. That's probably why I can't find him. I know he's here somewhere.
I think he's here somewhere.
He should be. He was here an hour ago. There we go. Right, there he is. He attacks with range and has a special attack that is an area effect, so you need to run away. His name is Belloc, and being a crazed archaeologist, he will just scream random things at you all day. He's not too difficult to kill, and there's his special attack, which can hurt if you don't run away quickly enough. They're designed to be like mid-level bosses. Think giant mole level. So, you know, level 90 could come along and kill them with relative ease. But you're still in the wilderness. There's always a risk. But it's nowhere near the level of the bear. No, I'm invincible. I'm not you. That's what I show the special attack. But yeah, but there we go. The special attack is unavoidable, but you can protect range to save yourself from the other attacks. And that's the archaeologist.
You might want to delete that line first.
I might.
Yeah.
Now let's see how many times I can get the next one wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the Queen Scorpion, or Scorpia, as Ash has lovingly named her, lives underneath the Scorpion Pit at the top of the wilderness. It's a melee-based boss, and especially weak to magic. I hope I've changed the spellbook, and I have. We've got a lovely model, and Ash has even written some new music for the area as well, which I actually can't show you, unfortunately. There's little small scorpions in the area that attack you with magic, and they only hit 2. A scorpion also poisons you for damage up to 20, and like the Crazed Archaeologist, drops the shield pieces and various other things. You can avoid most damage by using Protect from Melee because it's only a mid-level boss. And now I'm just going to sit here for a minute while I kill it. There's only so much you can say about these. Yeah, well, Ash made the model. There was a slightly funny graphical bug where the tail was a little bit stuck to the ground, and it looked like something that would have been inappropriate for release.
Someone just said, is Scorpio a demi-boss? Yes, it is. Are you going to get lucky enough to get a shield piece, or...?
No, I got weapon poison. Not a terrible drop, I suppose. Okay, and now I'm going to hand you over to Mod Reed. She was going to show you some of the more interesting bosses. Just don't die.
I can't promise that. Right, now you're with me. As John pointed out, these are mid-level bosses, and I don't understand what that means. As far as I'm concerned, a boss is almost impossible, ridiculous, and fun at the same time. Whilst these demo bosses are fun, I like the challenge of something which is nigh impossible. But before I show you that, I'm going to show you this very quickly, because I forgot to show you this last week. This is the resource arena. This is in the, obviously, level 54 wilderness, and contains various resources that are quite hard to come by in the main game, largely because there's a lot of competition for them. But up here, you have the, I wouldn't say safety of the wilderness, but you have, I guess, the secludedness of the wilderness. And the area is guarded by Mandrith, who is making an early appearance. Now, obviously, you might be wondering why he's so slim, he's got no hair. My excuse is, obviously, he's just starting out in life. So, yeah, Mandrith owns this arena. You can talk to him, he gives you a bit of a rundown about who he is. And you can go inside. The price to get in is 7,500 coins, but what you can do is, if you're a PK, you're looking for someone to hunt, you don't know what they're carrying, you can quickly click this gate and it will tell you how many people are inside. So it's quite useful, I guess, if you're like someone like me who just likes griefing and going inside and running people down. But for the time being, we're going to give ourselves coins to head inside. We're going to go in, boom, and we're going to see what's in here. So we've got some gold rocks, and we have some nice coal rocks in a 5x5 formation, which is easy for power mining, I guess. We've got some yew trees. We've got a rune golem. Now, these rune golems are quite strong. They are the mining and random event model, actually, because we couldn't get the other golem model working, largely because we didn't have any animations. But to attack these golems, you're going to want to use melee, but their weakness is your mining level. So obviously, the higher mining level you are, the more damage you will do to it. Obviously, the lower you are, the less damage you will do to it. I am 99 mining, so I'm going to attack it even though I'm using mage and see what happens.
It is fairly effective.
Oh, mage is quite effective, yeah. It's weak to melee mainly, so obviously right now I'm not really doing that claim much justice really, but we'll see what happens.
Use the dragon pickaxe special attack, increase your mining level.
Yeah, actually let's do that. Special dragon special attack, smashing, then we switch back to this.
Yes,
we do it all very slowly, make myself look really, really bad, even though I don't PK, but it's embarrassing nonetheless, and we kill it regardless. Someone just said it's like a private server skilling area. Granted it does, but this isn't a private server, so we're still trying to down this golem.
That dragon pickaxe special attack is definitely not a Thornbury reference.
So when this rock golem dies, he will drop his head, which is a rock, and you can mine the rock for rune ore. It's still mining rune ore from this is the same as mining rune ore from a rock. It will still take you as long. It's just obviously an additional rock, I guess. And there's two golems in here, so I guess if you're a PKer or if you're a skiller even, and you want to come somewhere for cheap, quick resources, this is a good place to come. Beware, PKers might see you in here or check the door, and they will come in and destroy you. Now, these fishing spots are permanent fishing spots. They do not move, so at no point will this despawn. They are permanently static. You can fish the dark crabs from this spot, so I don't actually have a lobster pot because John put it in this bag.
Sorry about that.
Or John did try and put it in his bag.
You can click check to see what's in there.
His bag is empty, so I don't know actually what happened to it, but...
I destroyed it, I think I gave myself...
Oh, right, I see. In which case, yeah, I would fish them for dark crabs there, but you've seen that already. And then you can leave. For some extra protection, if you hop worlds, you will be booted out of the arena. So you cannot hop worlds inside the arena. Every time you leave the world or teleport out, or no, you can't teleport out, it's level 54 wilderness, of course. Die, of course, you can't just walk back in, you have to pay the entrance fee. So you can't hop in here, so it obviously stops people from freely, well, I guess, leeching all of the drops. But spawn time for golems, they are...
5 minutes.
I think 5 minutes, so there's, I guess, a reasonable spawn time.
And if you don't mine the ore fast enough from the head, it will just respawn immediately.
Yes. So that means anybody who's got a lower level mining, so somebody who's level 50 mining who decides to troll you and kill the golem, You can also mine it. It will also respawn faster. So I guess it stops people who don't have the mining requirements to actually mine it from taking it away from people who do. And that's the resource arena. I forgot to show you this last week, so I thought I'd cover it right now. Now I'm going to move ahead and show you the bosses that I've got. These are still a work in progress, so don't take what you see as the final product. We're going to go to Venenatis first. Now, Venenatis was actually a player suggestion. A player submitted it as a PDC result, I believe, and it didn't pass. I'm going to run away very quickly.
And you might want to equip your range gear.
And I want to equip my range gear, which is over here.
And put on Protect from Magic.
Yeah, I see you also... I don't have any prayer pots, so I'm going to need those. I'm still being attacked.
Samfu serums.
Do they keep prayer? Oh, okay, I didn't really pay much attention to what they were. So, yeah, this is Venenatis. This was a player-suggested boss. I decided to go with the name and everything else because, well, it was a damn good idea. Now, Venenatis is this giant spider who sits in non-multi area, and in order for you to be effective at killing her, you have to lure it to multi. Now, that multi is slightly to the left over here. Once we get to multi, then it becomes more interesting. At the moment, Venenatis is hurling web at me. That web actually stuns me. So that's right. And it also drains your prayer. As you notice, I've only got 23 prayer left already. So let's start ranging it. And at this point, some mini spiders come down who also destroy you with mage. But because I'm praying mage, nothing interesting can happen. It all looks good and easy right now, but I guess something funny should happen in a minute. I'm expecting it to, because this was actually one of the fun bosses I've made so far. Yeah, if you're having arachnophobia, you're not going to like this. Okay, the boss has already started to own me. So yeah, This boss has some rather nifty mechanics. It can hit everybody in the area, so although I'm the only person here at the moment, if there was 20 people here, its magic attack would hit all 20. Same with these little spiders down here, who I know are glitching out. I need to sort that out, and I will sort that out very soon. It's weak to range, although, again, I'm not
I don't
really
think you can say it's weak.
Range is the most effective means of attacking it, and I've just lost my prayer. So now something funny is about to happen. This is where I start to get really destroyed.
Don't die. You've got gear. I don't want to spawn it again.
I'm going to run away very quickly. It has a very nasty melee attack at the same time. The melee attack can hit up to 50, I believe. So you don't want to be doing, you don't want to be being hit by that. It also has a poisonous attack, so if it can bite you, I think the poison hits about up to 14. So yeah, so that's Venenatis. Sorry if I'm talking quite quickly. I want to get through all of these as briefly as possible whilst giving you the element of surprise. That's not the correct teleport corner.
I think the last one will be brief, don't worry.
Yeah. This is Vition. Now, the smarter ones amongst you might work out what that actually means, but here's Vition. He's a giant skeleton model. I don't believe we've actually ever seen him before, so...
I couldn't work out where it was from.
No, apparently it's the Ranalf model, but I don't know what Ranalf actually is in RuneScape.
Ooh.
But this is Vition. Crush is the most effective method against him. He is...
I think magic is quite effective as well.
Magic is quite effective. He does have a magic attack for hitting everybody in the area. At the same time, if you go too near him, he does have a crushing earthquake attack, which didn't actually do anything to me then, but I imagine he'll do it in a second.
That's not me doing it.
I'm not a PKer for the record. At the same time, I'm not PKing right now. I'm actually beating up a boss, which is doing quite a poor effort at beating me up. Like I said, these aren't finished at the moment. I am still working on these. But when Vition gets below half HP, he spawns 2 guard dogs. You have to kill those guard dogs in order to be able to do damage to him. Otherwise, he is impermeable to damage. So we're going to quickly just try and get through him here, and we'll hopefully see what happens. So whilst we slowly wait for anything interesting to happen.
It was NIRS asked, does the trident work on them? It will work on anything that magic works on, but if you die with your trident, you lose all the runes and that are stored inside it.
Here we go. He's now spawned his 2 dogs, and you can see I'm attacking him, but he's taking no damage whatsoever. So you have to take out these guard dogs in order for you to be able to be effective at killing him, and to be able to continue the kill, I guess. So I'm not going to show you what it's like when he dies. We're going to move on. So the final boss. Now, the final boss is quite a monster. He's called Callisto, and for the lucky viewers that were watching last week, you saw him absolutely deck me. I've actually made him stronger, so this might be very brief, and I apologise if I look absolutely ridiculous by doing this. Here he is. He's level 470. He's already started to attack me. He hits through prayer, so there's really no reason for me to start praying right now. And he's continuously throwing me backwards. I'm going to mage him. But actually I'm going to stand next to him to show him actually what he does. But he seems content on throwing me back. This boss, like all the others, also pushes you away. I'm going to start praying. This is the part where he doesn't actually do anything interesting, and everything I'm saying is lost on deaf ears. And
then
I
just
look
watch
like a
last week's
massive
stream to
idiot.
see that he does do something interesting.
Yeah.
He's actually got harder since last week.
Although that's not being shown off very well right now. Just making me look like a massive liar. But we're actually downing him pretty quickly. Earlier when I came up here, he killed me in about 4 seconds.
I was playing around with him earlier. He killed me 4 times in the space of 5 minutes.
So we're going to switch to melee, actually, just to sort of slow this down.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. This might be a bit more interesting. He pushes you back. He also attacks everybody else in the area, and he has a furious melee attack. That melee attack can hit up to 60, I believe. He can also stun you and do magic. He's generally a nasty piece of work, really. Come on, do something more interesting.
I have seen a question asking what these bosses drop. The 3 bigger bosses, while you die.
What?
Did you survive?
Yeah,
Hey!
no.
There we go.
I was reading the stream.
Yeah. But yes, all 3 of them drop the dragon pickaxe, and they also have drop a dragon 2-hander along with a load of other various supplies that were player ideas and whatnot. But I'm not going to publish the full list. You'll have to go kill loads of them to find out.
Yeah, like I said, these are still a work in progress. What you see is not the final product. We are still tweaking them. We will be continuing to tweak them all the way up until Thursday, which is obviously the launch date. Come that day, I imagine you'll be... a lot of people are laughing at me. That wasn't even the worst part. I only looked away from the screen for half a second. But I will continue to tweak them. If you have any ideas on what you want them to do, please do tweet me or forum or tweet any of us, really.
I think we're going to give one of them a protection prayer or 2.
Yes, we'll look at giving them some mechanics similar to Tormented Demons. So that, I guess, will be interesting. So that is all we have to show you for bosses so far. There is one more boss still left to make, which is a demi-boss.
The Chaos Fanatic.
Chaos Fanatic, and when that's ready... Oh, actually, the next time you'll see that is actually on launch, so unless you see it beforehand.
We'll probably tweet pictures of it, so just follow us.
You'll see it Monday, actually. You'll see the Chaos Fanatic Monday. That's assuming I've actually made it by Monday, but...
You will make it by Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. So, yeah, that's the Wilderness update so far. If you want to see the rest of it, watch either last week's stream, or tune in Monday, or wait till Thursday. And that's about it from me. I guess we should move back to Sofa Cam.
Okay, we'll see you in a second.
See you in a second.
Sound on? It's unmuted. Yeah. Cool. Well, while that was going on, I've been writing down your questions. So I shall put your questions that you've been asking that haven't been answered to these guys so we can get all them done. So, is the looting bag free to play? Asks PK Daz.
That's Ash wrote it. I never thought to
Don't know.
ask, actually. I will find that out for you and let you know.
I don't believe it is, no.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
There was another question came up on stream that I didn't answer. It was how many spaces does the loot bag have? It's 28.
Yeah. Now, there is a lot of people saying that the loot bag is the new pack yak. Do you want to explain the differences between them?
There is a difference. One, anything you put in that bag, if you can't get out of the wilderness with that bag, you lose it. Which means if you put 28 AGSs in that bag, you do not protect anything that's in there on death. If you've got 3 coins and 28 AGS in a loot bag, you lose those 28 AGS. Secondly, it doesn't bank stuff for you. You have to get out with it. And you can only take stuff out of it at a bank, rather than everywhere, like you can with a yak.
So yes, that effectively means is that it's an item for storing more loot rather than bringing more supplies to the wilderness, and that's sort of the big difference between the yak and the loot bag.
That explains it better, actually.
Yeah, just that. Christopher Morrison asks, how do you get the bag?
It's dropped by every monster in the wilderness. That's absolutely everything from a giant rat to all of the bosses, to those scorpions up at the top. It's got a fairly common drop rate, but you can only have one at a time.
Yeah, Almost Famous says that the crazed archaeologist looks like Meltzar's mad father.
You wouldn't be too wrong, to be honest.
Yeah, there we go.
He could be.
Yeah, it could be. My Ill Mind says, again with the crazed archaeologist, he should drop the book and pages to make a new item.
We could, but any new items would be subject to a poll.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can always offer you them at a later date.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I quite like that idea. Another book. Him. He says, what's the defence level for the shields?
65, I believe. I could be wrong.
60.
60. There you go. I was wrong.
Yeah.
60. I even wrote it. Why don't I know this?
You've written a lot of stuff.
I've written a lot of stuff since then. I think there's about 5,000 lines of code since I did that. So yeah.
We know what you're like with numbers anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think 5,000 is pretty
If
accurate.
I was ever looking at the other day, I've got to tell this story because it'll embarrass
2,000. I meant 2,000 above instead of times.
We were looking at something and there was 200 of it, and the real number was 2,000. So, that's 2,000. What it says there? It's like, no, your maths needs some work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you talk before you think.
you all got reported for account sharing, by the way.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry.
They did
I'll see the offence snapshot come through. So I'll.
Well, they won't. It's because that's on our test.
I'll still see it come through if I wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah, I can do.
Yeah.
They can't report us for it though. Go away with that one.
Prove it.
Yeah. Can I prove? AE, I've got lots of picks. That's the problem. AEOII says, how long does the rock stay on the ground?
The rock stays on the ground, I believe, for 3 minutes before it despawns and turns back into a rune golem. It'll stay on the ground continuously if you're mining it, but obviously once it's cleared, it will disappear. So I believe when it's on the ground, you have until it disappears, or until you actually got the rune ore in order for it to, before it disappears. Sorry. If you don't have the mining level to mine it, and you decide to attack it, you then obviously can't mine it, so it will just spawn faster. So that stops, I guess, people with like 40 mining going in there and trolling people who are with 85 mining who are trying to collect rune ore.
So, can anybody mine that ore when it dies?
No, you have to have 85 mining.
Okay, can anybody?
Oh, yes,
For example, if you mine it and you kill the golem, I come and kill you, and then that ore's sitting on the ground. We both have 85 mining. Can I take your ore from you?
You can.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm going to be doing next time you're
the resource
mining
arena
runes?
is just basically the wilderness with a fence around it,
Sweet.
effectively.
Although technically this is a new mini game because mining isn't a skill.
Right, and on that note, that's the end of the questions that came up during that. So if you've got any more questions, please do ask in the stream. Put them in there. We're ready to answer them, and I think you've got one already.
Yeah, I've seen a few about the shield parts. There's 3 different pieces, and each boss drops either piece 1, piece 2, or piece 3. I can't remember which one drops which, but they don't drop entire shield. They're just pieces. You then take those 3 pieces up to the volcano right in the northeast corner of the wilderness and use them on the volcanic forge, which isn't completely filled with Easter eggs, I promise.
Cool. Steve O asked, can we poll co-op Slayer? We've already done that.
We've
Yeah,
already done that,
we
and
did that. It
didn't
failed
pass,
miserably.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was low 60s, wasn't it?
It was about 66% or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is rather surprising, actually, because I thought that would have been one of the more popular options.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, we polled it with the Slayer update and didn't pass, I'm afraid, so we'll have to leave that one there for the time being.
Merc on you said, what about magic trees in the wilderness? Weren't you paying attention?
there are magic trees inside the resource arena. I think there's 2 and there's 3 yew trees.
I think it was 3 magic. And
Or it could be the other way around, yeah. I made this stuff, I should know. There are magic trees in the wilderness, just in that specific area, which means you're vulnerable to PKs because you're in an enclosed area. And to get out, obviously while you can get out, you don't particularly want to be in a tight, enclosed area when there's a PK coming at you and you've got an event full of magic logs or rune.
Cool.
I've missed the name. Oh, there it is. Meister Trez, I think it was, asked what's the drop rate for the Visage on Lava Dragons. It's 1 in 10,000, the same as all other dragons, with the exception of the KBD.
What's the KBD's drop rate?
5,000.
There we go.
There you go. That's a
Sweet.
drop rate there for you.
If you want drop rates, just tweet me. I'm quite happy to give most of them out.
Yeah. Rest option. Someone's asking for the rest option. I don't think that's something that we feel the community are particularly excited about at the moment, is it?
We can do the rest option now, actually. The rest option was originally... The ability to manipulate energy was initially hard-coded into the engine. Now, Mod Philip has de-hard-coded that for us and given us the way of restoring and manipulating the restoration rate of energy now in code, so we can do that as developers. Whether or not you guys want it, whether or not there's a big shout for it, is obviously depends on whether we decide to poll it for you or not. But I guess if there's a lot of people wanting energy, and I imagine there will be, because RuneScape Old School energy is intolerable, really. But yeah, we can actually manipulate it now, so yeah.
Everybody wants to know third age drop rate.
Third age drop rate is you have a 1 in 168,000 chance of third age, but there are 12 items, so you've got 12 in 168,000. Even though I've opened 1,000 caskets and got a piece. Matt opened 1,000 yesterday on stream and got a piece. That's what the rate
So
is.
that's a piece in about 12,000.
It's about 14,000.
Is it 14? Oh, maths is not off the top of my head. I haven't got a calculator.
I am a calculator.
One in about 14,000. If you don't mind what it is.
Whilst the
Oh, hang on, no, it's not, is it? Because you've got a chance of getting it between 4 and 6 times because it generates the item 4 and 6 times.
Yeah. So whilst Third Age does use a drop table, though, it isn't the rarest drop rate if you want to be really anal about it, I guess.
Yeah, it's...
Rarest drop rate in Old School right now as a monster drop rate is Dragon Full Helm, which...
it's 32,000.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, the Dragon Chain Body from Dust Devils is also 1 in 32,763.
I've had one of those before.
Yeah, I had 2. Not in Old School yet, though.
It took me 3 weeks.
That's because Dust Devils are ridiculously...
Yeah,
Yeah, they're that.
particularly that.
Dust Devil tasks aren't all that common. I think I had like 6 on the way to 99.
Sigils were the interesting one we launched that. Sigils were the worst drop rate I've ever seen.
With the Ring of Wealth they weren't.
No, mind you,
Bit
the
of check every
the
week.
first drop rate of the Dragon Chain Body was particularly good. You got 12 in a drop.
Yeah,
Is that right?
That was an ancient bug, that was.
What was that?
That was a very, very, very ancient bug
Wow.
to do with Dust Devils, where if you did actually get a Dragon Chain Body from a Dust Devil, it didn't drop 1, it dropped 12. But because it was so rare, no player ever found it until one day one player did, at which point they obviously kicked the pile. So, oh, Dragon Chain Body. Oh wait, there's 11 more. Obviously, that was a very long time ago. That hasn't been recently, and it doesn't exist in Old School right now. So
Yeah, he did email us afterwards to say it as well. He's like, I found all these. Am I allowed to keep them?
yeah, it's very, very honest of him to obviously tell us, but
that was
yeah,
quite
it's a very, very old bug.
Just on the Dragon Full Helm discussion, that 1 in 32,000 is as a direct drop from a Mithril Dragon. I think it's slightly more common from Chewed Bones, although I don't know the number.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've done the maths. Could be slightly wrong. So 48th, the chances of getting a Third Age item from a
8,000.
casket is 48 in 168,000.
That's about 8,000-ish.
So that's 1 in 8,000 caskets you've got to open.
Which isn't bad, and unless you get Vambraces, then you might as well have just not got it. It's also worth noting that on that same table that drops Third Age, you have the same chances of getting 5 noted supersets, which I also got. I think 15 noted super energies, and just for a joke, if we end up adding some more clue scroll rewards, I'm going to put a bucket on there.
Along with the ginger wig for Boaty.
Yeah, ginger wig.
Yeah.
Right. So, what else have we got covered? Dragon Plate Body, is it possible? Says Danzo M8.
Anything is possible.
yeah,
Well,
it's
actually, I never said that, but Dragon Plate Body is possible.
Yes, it's possible. Obviously, the means to introduce it the same as last time isn't possible, but we can obviously attempt to make a Dragon Plate Body. We couldn't make it look like the existing one, but yeah.
Cool. Somebody mentioned the dragon thingy at all, the Gmaul spec. What's the deal with that?
I've spent a lot of time working with players on the Granite Maul. It works, but you do have to get the timing right, and Ash is away for a few days now, so we can't make any changes until next week, really. But it does work if you time it right. Just go to the Duel Arena, do a bit of practice, you'll get there eventually. You can still stack up 3 hits with a special, and 4 hits if you're using a knife or a magic shortbow or anything like that. It's just not 100% reliable. It just takes a bit of practice, though, that's all.
Yes.
I see someone saying Boaty's getting ripped this stream. I don't remember ripping Boaty. It's more indirect promotion, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we like Boaty.
Yeah.
Speaking
Nothing
of-
against it at all.
Boaty's fine.
Well, one of our best live streamers, I believe, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, that's by the by. We like Boaty. Boaty's good. That's official.
Dragon
Bring back
Defender.
Dragon Defender, yeah, let's do that one.
Yeah, I don't like the BH thing. It always annoys me. Yeah, the Dragon Defender. Yes, we can do it. We could. Don't know. How do you want us to do it? Obviously, it's subject to a poll. Yeah, next.
Yeah. We don't want to do the original the original Rune Defender just recoloured red because that would be, insulting really. So we'd look at something doing a bit more innovative and something a bit more creative. So
Yeah, see, we ripped Wilderness Gardeners more than we ripped Boaty. Just to be very BBC about it, we're going to mention some other clans.
Don't you know any?
No clans.
Shout out to GBU, True Max, then that's about it really. It's about
Oh no, we got
any clans I know.
We've got Damage Incorporated
for
and
Old
Rot,
School.
which obviously are winners of the Old School Clan Cup.
Yeah, I pretty
We
sure forgot that
have
one.
Valhalla, if they're still going.
what, sorry?
Are Valhalla still going? I remember that name. From
Yeah,
quite a few
I
years
think
ago.
Valhalla, I think,
FOE
is
is still
still
going,
kicking
aren't they? Actually,
Yeah.
remember FOE.
Yeah, there's
Brutality.
There's the Brutality, Fatal,
Fatality.
that's it.
Foe.
The ones that shut down, who won? What was their names? Mayhem
That's
Makers,
the
Violent Resolution. Better give out my my wife's one as well, which is Divine Forces, and others.
I've only ever been a member
And
of
others.
Sigil Seekers back in the day and True Max, and
The problem is we now
That's
got
what I
into a
do.
situation. Raj Army. Okay, we won't forget Raj Army.
yeah, shout out to
we're, now
Raj Army.
we're now into a situation where anybody we forget are going to feel left out.
Yeah, so we could be sitting here for an hour
Yes.
just talking. People are shouting out their clan names.
Yeah, so
now.
you just read it in the chat then. But
Yeah,
for those
okay.
asking what being BBC about it meant is that we have to remain impartial and mention everyone.
Impartial.
Oh, I just that goes back to a conversation or something at lunchtime.
Now we're just getting clan names
Yeah.
come through.
Oblivion, EOP, of course. Yeah, how can we forget that?
Anyway,
Yeah. So enough of the questions. Wrath's Grasp asked a question, but I can't remember what it was because I never actually got to write down the question.
I did
so
see a question
I'm sure
about,
it was really
about
interesting.
quests. We would like to give you a quest, but rather than spend a lot of time on a rather insignificant quest now just to please you, we'd rather wait till we've got our current big jobs out of the way and some other things that are already on the wish list, and then come up with a kind of Uber quest that covers loads of storylines, that gives you loads of new content, and it's just a huge update.
to give you a bit of an insight into that, this is purely just talk and discussion at the moment. This is obviously not going to be exactly what you're going to receive unless we decide to go ahead with the idea of it. It's just a pure idea. I've been talking to some of the original old 2007-2008 YouTubers. I'm not going to mention which ones, but they did a few very popular storylines and whatnot, and they came to me recently with an idea which was to immortalise their content really as a quest in Old School. Now, this was actually a really good idea, and I've discussed it with you already. I've already told you about this. I haven't actually spoken to him at all recently.
Maybe we
but,
should do a show about it.
we probably could do a show about it. We should probably get some voiceovers from other popular YouTubers to take part in it as well.
Yeah.
But either way, by the
few noobs.
yeah,
and,
a few noobs. Yeah.
yeah.
By the by, the idea seems like a very good idea. Everybody will know who we're talking about, but I'm not going to mention their name.
No.
If we immortalise their rather very popular YouTube series as a quest in Old School, we could, I guess, obviously make that
about
their
the one with the
YouTube a
gods?
quest. There might be a few gods involved. He hasn't been around for a while, but he has got in contact with me recently. So
I like his videos; they're very well made.
we were also thinking of making it an Uber Master quest. So the idea behind an Uber Master quest is this quest, like Wild Gothic Sleeps when it came out, it took you like 6 hours to do without a guide, and you died 1,000 times. You didn't actually lose anything, so it was funny. We're thinking of doing something along the lines of that: opening Griffinus, opening Menaphos, anything quite mad along those
Uber
lines.
Master will take you days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
this series,
this
like, it's like 6 quests rolled into one. We
That's
tie
true,
in loads
yeah.
of storylines. Get the penguins involved. You can't have a quest without penguins.
Yeah, so
Like I said, open Griffinus.
Pirates, the Red Hats.
Pirates. Yeah, we'll get the red hats finally. Nice one. Why didn't I think of that?
yeah. So I'm going to continue discussions with said YouTuber and see where we go from there. But we haven't got plans to do a quest at the moment. But I would love to do a quest. I've been campaigning one for a long time. So
And the only thing that I would like to get into that quest, and so I might have to insist on, is making it permadeath.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that.
we could add some element of it, I guess, somewhere along the lines. But
Permadeath. I still want a permadeath world. Anyway, final question, because Wrath Grasp has asked it very politely several times. What are the Lava Dragon's weakness?
They don't have a set weakness. You wrote the stats, I think, for them.
I think it's the typical dragon weakness.
Yeah,
so
they-
stab is obviously.
Yeah.
They're basically black dragons in terms of stats, just buffed up a little bit, like more HP, a bit higher defenses, and a bit higher attack. They're not any kind of boss or anything with a set weakness.
Yeah,
Cool. And
so-
on that note, I think we will say goodbye, because we come at 6 o'clock quickly, so I'm going to go run over there and turn it off.
Okay.
See you later, Japs.
This is usually the part where we try not to say anything offensive because we're still live. And yeah,
Oh, Ash says goodbye.
Lord Helix will eventually release Ash from his porcelain prison, I guess.
See you guys.
Ace of Spades.
That's mine. World's best mod. I will be the world's best mod.
On a mug. I don't even drink tea.
You're a mug.